Hi, welcome to our weekly update on Facebook Live dedicated to fair housing. I'll be your host, Tiara Pitts, and in celebration of Fair Housing Month, we're going to be bringing you content and engaging conversations every week right here on our Facebook channel. You can also catch these videos on YouTube if you missed them live. So this week, we're excited to bring you an important conversation as we continue our efforts to provide valuable information to homeowners, our realtor members, and community leaders. Today, I'm joined by our guest, Claude Spurlock from SC Housing. Thank you for being here, and can you please introduce yourself?
Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody who knows who I am. I've been doing this for 22 years. So I'm the Business Development Manager for SC Housing. I'm basically your sales rep, your trainer. I go out and talk to you about events and things like that. So anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thank you. So first off, what is SC Housing and what is your mission as a company?
We are a state agency, even though we do not get any state funding to run. We actually have to make our own money, and we use that to give down payment assistance, pay our salaries, and everything that we do. So it's kind of cool to be able to say that we actually make our own funds.
Wow.
and all of that. Don't take any tax dollars. We have a mission of basically affordable, safe housing for our citizens of South Carolina.
Now, when we talk about affordability and your history as a company, we were talking off camera about the history and one of the first programs that you guys ever had. And can you talk about that program?
Yeah, that program in, I think it was 1977, was the Basic Home Program. And what that was is we were having to prove that you can still build a home in 1977, I think it was, of either $7,500 to $13,500 and be affordable without state funding or any type of federal government funding.
Wow.
And that was our first program that we ever had. And since then, we have done the homebuyer programs, from a Heroes program to other, and we have now done over $4.1 billion in loans throughout the state, and we have helped over 50,000 families on that. And we service about $1.4 billion in loans through our company in Columbia.
That is awesome.
Yep.
So who are your clients and what communities does SC Housing serve? Okay,
our clients are actually lenders. They are our customers, but then, of course, they offer programs to all people of South Carolina, kind of a moderate income family, and low income we do some, but most of them are the moderate income families that we serve.
And when we're talking about income and specific requirements, do you guys have a baseline on, how much someone would need to be making to qualify for a program?
We don't really have a baseline, but we do have an income limits that we have. Like in Richland County, out here somewhere. In Richland County, it's $86,900 for one or two persons in the family. And three or more can make $99,935. But each county has their own income limit, and all the house prices are $425 maximum. And also, we have just changed how we calculate income, which is really cool. We now only use the borrower's income. So if your spouse may have not good credit or something like that, you can leave them off the loan and just use the borrower to qualify for the mortgage. Had to be under that income limit.
Okay, so they just have to be under the amount in their specific area.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And where would they be able to find these income limits?
They are on our website. We have a brand new website at schousing.sc.gov.
Okay.
And it is on there under homebuyers. You'll find the income chart for the county. And like I said, each county has their different income limit, and you'll have to check how many in the household and then what the income is.
So can you speak to us about your regular home buyer program? Yeah,
our home buyer program is something we have all the time. We haven't run out of money, I think, since it was been 2004. We ran out of money for 1 week. I still hear about it today. It's run out of money. But we always have that funds available. It's a $10,000 forgivable loan. Mm-hmm. Now, that loan is for 15 years, and it goes away at the end of the 15-year period. If you sell the house or refinance, you would have to pay that full amount back on there. But it gets you into a house. That's the main thing to think about. You start making equity the minute you get into that house. So that's what's so great about our programs.
So is the $10K to go towards like closing costs?
Down payment, closing costs, and prepaids it can be used for. And so like I said, it's very easy. So if your seller is paying the closing costs, which now you're seeing a lot more sellers paying closing costs,
Right.
we're paying the down payment. You can get to a house with almost no money down.
Wow. And what are some other requirements? We've already went over the income. Is there a credit requirement?
640 minimum credit score.
Okay.
And debt to income ratio is 45%. So it's still, very attainable on there.
How do student loans factor into this?
We follow the same guidelines as FHA, VA, USDA, and Commission. Whatever their guidelines are, we have to follow those guidelines because you have to get an approved eligible through one of their systems to be able to qualify for our home.
Okay. And then is there anything else someone would need to know about preparing for this program, the application, the process?
It's really simple for the fact that the lenders do everything in-house. You don't deal with us at all, so there's not like two different agencies or groups to deal with. You just go to the lender. They will complete all the paperwork. They will process the loan, approve the loan, send it to us for a quick approval, which normally takes 3 to 4 days max.
Wow.
And then we send it back at closes, and then we buy the loan after closing from that lender, and we service that loan in-house.
So let's say a person is preparing to do this application. What are some things that they would need to get together, whether that's documents or things they need to be thinking about in terms of their finances?
Yeah, the standard things that you would normally have, your bank statements, your pay stubs, things like that is what we're looking for. It's, like I said, just a regular loan application, so there's nothing really overly to do. I mean, we have only 3 forms, 2 for the borrower, 1 for the lender.
Okay.
So it's very simple now compared to what it was in the past. So people shouldn't be scared about doing a state housing loan. And the government red tape you hear about, there's really not any government red tape on this.
Well, that's awesome. And how would people get connected with the lender that works with SC Housing?
On our website under sc.gov, sorry. We just I did that about a month ago. But under homebuyers, you'll see that it says find a lender.
Okay.
Just click on there. And also, if any realtor that goes through our training classes that I have in person, they go get on our site as find a realtor. And they can get there for 2 years and be on our site by going to one of my in-person classes that we have. We have them about 3 or 4 times a year all over the state.
So how can a realtor that wants to, participate and learn more, how would they know to sign up and when your classes are?
On our website under business, you'll see a tab that says training.
Okay.
And it'll have it list those training classes there.
So it basically allows a realtor to have another referral, type of mechanism by being on your website.
It is free.
Right.
Realtors love things that are free. So this is a
Exactly.
free thing that you can get done.
Yes, that's awesome. Okay. So can you talk to us about your Palmetto's Heroes program?
Palmetto Heroes program,
Yes.
very popular program. This year we have $60 million available, and we can register up to $75 million, which is really good. So we have a lot of fallout. So because of that, we do oversubscribe to it. But everyone that has a reservation gets the funding.
Okay.
Some of the down payment assistance run out of funding. We don't oversubscribe that we don't have the funding, so it's really good. But this is the annual program. It has right now the rate on a government loan is 4.875, which is amazing. And then conventional is 5.375 for conventional.
Okay.
There's $10,000 in down payment assistance, the same as we have with all other programs for 15 years. Okay. And this is for educators. Now, an educator is someone that is in the classroom. They have a teacher certificate and considered a full-time teacher.
Okay.
Then we have the librarian at the school, the guidance counselor, the school psychologist, the speech language pathologist, and college professors all can get this program under the education part. Under law enforcement, police officers. These are police officers out in the field every day. Your DNR and your game wardens.
Okay.
The TSA officers at the airport. Your parole officers. Your correctional officers at any state, federal, or county prison will qualify for that. Then we have our fire EMT paramedics, full-time or either volunteer firemen, your EMT and your paramedics.
Okay.
Then we have our military, full-time military on any branch of the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or Coast Guard, and reservist. Your reservist or on that will also qualify or the National Guard on here if you're actively in that guard. Then the last thing is your CNAs, your LPNs, your RNs, your phlebotomist, your pharmacy and x-ray techs, audiologists, hearing techs, occupational physical therapists, respiratory therapists, dental hygienists, dental assistants. We'll even go to the pharmacy techs will qualify for this. So a lot of people qualify, and that's why it goes so quickly.
Right.
Last year we had $60 million. It went in 9 weeks.
Wow.
I'm hoping it's going a little bit further this year, but we did do $13 million the first 5 days of the program last week when we rolled it out.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So that program, and then what are the requirements? Like, do you have to be on those particular career paths for a certain amount of time, or?
As long as that is your current job,
Okay.
that we will allow you to get into the program.
Okay, so it's not like a 2-year requirement like
No,
I've been here for 2
no,
years.
it's not. And you can even be moving into South Carolina. We don't have any restrictions on
Oh,
living
wow.
in South Carolina. So if you're in Georgia and you're moving to South Carolina to be one of these jobs, you can get the Palmetto Heroes. And we also will do new construction on this, which a lot of people don't know, and we'll give you a 150-day rate lock on this 4.875 rate.
Wow, for new construction?
Yes.
That's awesome. So what does SC Housing consider affordable housing? Like, is there a particular price point? I know that's a word that
It's
gets used
kind
a lot.
of funny because, like I said, when I started, it was like 50, 75,000.
Right.
And now 425,000 or less is considered affordable housing
okay.
on our programs.
Okay, so it could be a range. You could have, maybe a $150,000 house or a $400,000 house.
Anything in there.
Yeah, so it would depend on the person's particular finances
And their income,
their income.
that kind of thing.
Awesome. So can you tell us about the mortgage credit certificate program?
Yeah, that is an add-on. It's not really a loan program. A lot of people get it confused. They think it's a loan program, but it's an add-on. And what it does, it converts 30% of your annual interest from a tax deduction to a federal tax credit up to $2,000 a year for the life of the loan. You think about that with the interest rates like they are, house price like they are, max this thing out for 15 years, you get $30,000 in federal tax credits, and it only costs $1,000 at closing.
Oh, so
Now,
how would someone get that?
Well, they have to apply through one of our approved lenders, and the loan has to be, it cannot be one of our bond products, but it can be, we have a Palmetto Home Advantage, that's another option that we have. You can do it with that or any product that the lender has on their portfolio. So the first mortgage does not have to be a state housing first mortgage.
Okay.
And they can just get this, and they have to close the same date as the first mortgage on that. They got to sign the documents the same day as their first mortgage, and they can get this. And here again, it could be for the full life of the loan if they have a loan on it and they are their primary residence.
Wow. That sounds awesome. You guys have a lot of good programs.
We have a lot. People don't know about it. That's the problem. They don't check it out enough to know about all the different things that we can offer.
Exactly. And what programs are more targeted towards low income, such as your housing choice loan program?
Yeah. We do offer housing choice vouchers through SC Housing. We handle 7 counties because the counties do not have housing authority, so we have to step in and do that.
Okay.
But most counties have their own housing authority. And if you currently get a housing choice voucher, everybody calls it a Section 8 voucher,
Right.
and all, for rental, you can actually go to your housing authority that issues that voucher. If they will allow it, you can convert it over to a home ownership voucher, and you can get that voucher for 15 years to help make your house payment. And like I said, there's a lot of work to do. You've got to do in-person training. You have to save up 1% of the sales prices, reserves, and it's a lot of things you have to do. So it's going to take a couple of months of your time to do that. But it's well worth it. If you've got a voucher and you want to be a homeowner, you can still do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's a way to get into the market at a more affordable rate and use another government program to work with SC Housing.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good.
And we will give them an 1/8 to 1/4% off their rate if they have a voucher.
Okay. And so they would just go to the website to find out.
Go to the
about these
website,
programs.
find the lender, but the main thing to do on that is go to your housing authority first.
Right.
Get that approval and all in hand before you go to a lender to get pre-approved.
Okay. And what advice would you give to a first-time home buyer that's maybe feeling discouraged? They're like, everything is so expensive now. The interest rates are high. I don't have down payment money.
Well,
What is the advice for those people?
First thing, know that South Carolina housing is here. We're here to help you. We're here to give you down payment assistance. We're here at probably a 0.5% or even more below market loan. So it's more affordable by going through SC Housing. The main thing is to watch your credit. I can't tell how many people call me, and you have to realize everything's going to be based off that credit score, which has to be 640 or better to start with. And so stop buying stuff. Start paying down your debt. If you have a 30, as long as it's below 30% of the total on that card. So if you have a $1,000 limit, you need to keep it under $300 on that card, and that helps your credit score go up by doing that. But things like that, and like I said, stop spending money. That's the main thing. You don't know how many people we've got calls where they have bought furniture the day before. Well, that's a new debt. We can't qualify them for the loan now.
Right.
So things like that happen. So a lot of things is just like if you can't do it, just stop spending money and watch your credit and make sure you have that 640 or better credit score.
So don't go buy a new car to match your new house.
No, don't. And now after we close, you can do that.
Right.
But the day before closing, I have a story of somebody that actually went on the way to the closing and bought a car before they get to the closing. Oh, sorry, you can't qualify now. You have a car payment.
Wow.
So that kind of thing is what we, just said. Credit is the number one thing to watch.
Okay. And do you guys offer any assistance with people who need to work on their credit but they don't know where to start?
We don't have anything in-house, but all the lenders have ways to help you get your credit score up. A lot of them have ways to tell you what you can do to get your credit up. Like they have systems that'll say, okay, if you pay this card down, your score's going up this many points.
Right.
They have all that kind of tools that they have, but we don't have that we offer directly.
Okay. And are the lenders trained by yourself as well?
I train all the lenders on our products and what we offer. Also, do realtors also and let them know what we offer, because most of them don't know that we do it. All they think about is state housing is, oh, y'all do low-income housing stuff.
But they don't know it's up to $425,000.
425, is not low-income housing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so that's a misconception that people might not know about the program. So is there anything else you would like to share with our audience, either realtors or maybe their clients?
Well, I think the main thing in here is, like I said, if you're really serious about buying a home, contact a lender.
Okay.
And let you get pre-qualified so you will know I can afford a $300,000 house. Or you don't want to go out and start looking at houses and find this $450,000 house you love and then find out that you can qualify for $300,000.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people do, unfortunately, or just start looking at houses and don't talk to a realtor or talk to a lender.
Okay.
But that's the main thing, is make sure what you're looking at is what you can afford to start with, and like I said, and then make sure, like I said, you've got everything else in line: your income, your credit score, all that kind of stuff.
And is there a certain job history that a person may have, not for the Palmetto Heroes, but for the other programs?
Most of the time, we look for 2-year history.
Okay.
But if you're graduating from college and going to your field, 60 days is 30 days actually, all we need for the pay stubs.
Okay.
If you're in the field that you graduated in.
Okay.
And so like I said, a lot of people think you have to work 2 years or something like that. A lot of people think you still have to put 20% down.
Right.
No, you only had to put 3 or 4 or 3.5 or 3% on our programs is all you had to put down.
So how does self-employment work into getting these type of opportunities?
That one is a lot trickier.
Okay.
You do have to have a full 2 years tax return to show that you're making that money for 2 years, and then a year-to-date income for that current year. If you're buying in March, you have to have 3 months or something like that of the current year. But the system will ask for 2 years if you're self-employed.
Okay. All right, but that is still an option.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Always. We do a lot of self-employed borrowers.
Okay, cool. Well, Thank you so much, Claude, for joining us and sharing this great information. And if you're looking for affordable home ownership opportunities and resources to help you navigate the home buying process, please head over to SC Housing's new website, which hopefully we will put this link up into the comments, and check that out. And thank you, and be sure to watch our other Facebook videos. It will be every week in April. So I'll see you guys next week.